Hello, good afternoon. My name is Esperanza Rodriguez, and this is practicum observation number 1. Welcome. A little bit about our agenda today. We are going to start off with introductions, and we have here Monica Kaufman, who's principal and my mentor at Nicky Rowe High School. My UTRGV supervisor is Dr. Juan Garcia, and I, of course, am the intern, Miss Esperanza Rodriguez. Welcome.
Welcome, Hope.
Okay, a little bit about me and the reason that I got into teaching in the first place. My name is Esperanza Rodriguez, like I said. A little bit about my educational background. I have a Bachelor in Communication Studies, a minor in Rehabilitation Services, a Master in Educational Administration, and of course currently I'm doing my practicum coursework to complete my principal certificate. Some of my experience was I was a college tutor for 4 years. I was an elementary substitute teacher. I was an information and referral specialist for social services. And I was a social studies teacher for 6th graders, an ELA teacher for 7th grade, and I'm currently an EOC transition facilitator. And I have this picture because I believe these pictures define a lot of who I am and the reason that I got into the teaching profession in the first place. I have a passion and a value of education from my grandparents. My grandparents got an elementary education only. However, they worked all of their lives, and they instilled in us that if we wanted to further ourselves and to educate ourselves, we had to go to school, get an education, and get a good job. My grandfather came to the United States from Mexico as a bracero, which means he got permission to come to the United States just to work. And after that, the owners of the farm that he was working on saw that he worked so hard that they asked him to stay and to work. So I have my work ethic from them, as well as I come from a family of educators. All of them are counselors, and I have one aunt that's an assistant superintendent. We have a librarian, and so all of the communication that we have at home is all about a passion for students. And of course, I have many nieces and nephews. I have one child, but many nieces and nephews. And I like to teach my students just as how I would like for them to treat my family and try to go above and beyond for our students. And of course, I have a picture of me and my students in class, and even it was just wonderful times teaching. And so we need to love, I have a love to learn, and I love to treat each student as if they're part of my family. Okay, what I'm currently doing now, right now I'm at Region 1 ESC. Within Region 1, there are different offices and departments. I work for the Office of College, Career, and Life Readiness. And then within that office, I'm specifically an EOC transition facilitator for a grant called Operation College Bound, where we transition adults 18 years and older for post-secondary education. So now the reason we're here is to go over the practicum requirements, the roles and responsibilities of I as an intern and you, Ms. Kaufman, as my mentor. And so the practicum goals is to complete a principal practicum course, expectations and TE requirements. I need to pass the principal text exam prior to the practicum course, which I have. I need to do a successful completion of 160 hours of LAW-Core leadership activities. I need to have a successful completion of 3 videotape observations for a total of 135 minutes. And I need to have effective communication, coaching, and student mentoring. So specifically, TEA requirements say that I must have an observation. For a practicum. An educator preparation program must provide a minimum of 3 observations during the term of the practicum. This is located in subsection 228.2. As well as TA specifically requires 3 for candidates seeking a professional certificate such as superintendent, principal, school counselor, school librarian, or an educational diagnostician. Each educator preparation program shall provide a practicum as defined in subsection 228.2 of this title for a minimum of 160 clock hours. Okay, so in total, TA requires 3 videotaped observations and agendas. They require 3 observations for a minimum of 135 minutes. They require 160 hours of field activities. They require coaching, communication, and mentoring, and as well course requirements and TEA forms. Broken down into field supervisor, campus mentor, and I as a student, the field supervisor, which is my professor, is required to observe, coach, supervise, and of course make sure that I attend class. As a mentor, Ms. Kaufman, you're responsible to guide, support, and dialogue with me as well as mentor me. As well as my role is to conduct observations, make sure that I'm keeping record of the logs, and attend class. Mentor selection. So the reason you were selected was that I had to identify an experienced role model who will guide the practicum students' professional development through coaching and mentoring. Such mentor will assist student in improving and providing leadership opportunities for growth. Also, mentor will assist intern in improving skills and be better prepared for the role of a campus leader. So thank you.
No, thank you. That's nice.
Okay,
Glad I can help.
Thank you. And so the role of a mentor, Ms. Kaufman, if you could please provide on-the-job development through mentoring, create a linkage between theory and practice, involve student, of course, which is me, in school improvement project, provide support for student for successful observation. So I know after this we're going to be dialoguing and you'll be able to provide feedback, as well as provide quality leadership opportunities for growth, for mentoring and my log hours, as well as assure student of course assessment. So just making sure that you steer me and guide me in the right ways. Okay, more roles and responsibilities. We need to assist with planning and scheduling activities, be available for meetings, discussions, clarifications, questions, and problem solving with intern, which you have already been doing and you've been helping me out tremendously. We need to have 15 to 20-minute debriefing sessions daily or weekly, reflecting with the intern on the days of activities, as well as share past experiences and expertise related to the roles and responsibilities on the principal leader. So just as I've experienced many different experiences being a teacher, I'm sure that you have many years of experience as a role of a principal. And so it would be helpful to me for you to share those experiences that have come along the way, some of those learning experiences. Okay, in continuation, we have a model of effective practices, procedures, strategies, and provide constructive feedback to the intern. So of course, if there's areas for me that I need to grow, I need to know now before we move on. Offer opportunities for intern to attend principal meetings and staff development related to leadership skills. Allow the intern to be meaningfully involved in and contribute to choose aspects of the school and supervise that involvement in campus committees.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
It may pop up again, but I'll be ready.
Okay. For example, the CIP and different projects such as those. If you would allow the intern to be meaningfully involved in and contribute to aspects of the campus and supervise that involvement. Of course, I have some roles and responsibilities that I must adhere to as well. I must attend all online classes. I need to complete all TEA forms and class assignments. I need to complete 160 log hours of field activities. I need to have completion of 3 videotape observations for a minimum of 135 minutes. I must develop observation agendas engage in 3 videotape observations, a pre-conference and a post-conference process, which is just some documents and paperwork that I have to fill out. I must hold needed conferences with mentor on the student assessment instrument and processes. I must communicate and engage in coaching schedules with and mentor and university supervisor. I must plan, organize, and complete all course expectations and certification processes. So all of these are things that are on me. Okay, a little bit about some of the activities that are allowable to complete my 160 hours of, excuse me, and these are just some of the categories. Of course, there's a lot of other activities that would be suitable that would go under these, for example, main topics. So some of the examples are shadowing administrators, completing student instrumental committees such as LPAC, ARTS, RTI, 504s, and GT, interviews with key administration and staff. It does take a well system to run an organization such as this high school, so there's many key staff and personnel that are part of that process. I need to review over policy document reviews such as discipline, safety, special programs, curriculum instruction assessment, general administrative tasks, key campus and district meetings, dialogues with mentor and administrators. Some other examples include student discipline related activities, presentations, trainings conducted, walkthroughs and mock trials, budget, audits, operations, special projects, trainings attended, campus plan and vision activities, as well as supervision that must not exceed over 10 hours. Okay, as part of my observations, there are different documents and process that are required for each observation. And so for observation 1, I need to submit an agenda, pre-conference notes, planning the practicum, which is the observation I'm doing today, as well as the post-conference. And so the same system and process goes for the other observations. So in observation 2, I need to submit an agenda, a pre-conference. We have discussed that my second observation is going to be over a book study, as well as there will be a post-conference. And then for observation number 3, we have, again, I must submit an agenda, a pre-conference, and we said that that would be over the CNA and CIP process, and as well as the post-conference. All of these observations must total 135 minutes. So in discussing observation number 1, we're going to call this observation planning the practicum because we are planning out the entire semester. And so we have on date May 3rd, 2009. Like we said, it is the overview of the practicum. We're going over expectations and responsibilities. We're going over the observation. We're planning and scheduling our semester, as well as we are going to identify a school improvement project. For observation number 2, in our pre-conference notes, we were talking about how we would like to conduct a book study. This is going to take place on May 8th, 2019. The book study is on multipliers. In this study, we are going to be talking about how we're going to lead campus administrators to inspire employees to use their intelligence to amplify the smarts and capabilities of the people around them. So, in essence, we're going to see how the best leaders make everyone smarter. Excuse me. Observation number 3. Observation number 3 is going to be on the CNA and CIP process. This will take place on May 15th, 2019. we are going to explain the CNA and the CIP process to members of the SBDM committee. Any questions so far? Okay, every practicum is required to have some sort of special project, something that the mentor sees is in need at the campus. And so, based on our pre-conference that we were speaking about earlier, we identified as a special school improvement project with an executive summary. I'm gonna have to complete an executive summary. Excuse me.
Need some water?
Yes, just one
There's a-
minute. I have brought water.
Okay, so I have a bottle of water right there, I think that is, oh, okay, good.
Thank you, yes. I've been using this all day, excuse me. Thank you. And so each project just require a summary, a plan, as well as the PowerPoint to be turned in. Okay, and in speaking with my mentor, we were able to discuss that while there are many needs, the need that we are going to focus on is on reading and writing across the curricula. This is going to be a semester ongoing project. So this isn't something that we're just going to do from 1 week to the next. This requires much planning, and we are going to be using the entire semester to plan and evaluate this this project. Okay, in looking ahead into our semester, we're going to excuse me, be finalizing our observations and project. We're going to finalize the dates, time, and planning documents. There's a lot that is required within each observation, and so we just want to make sure that everything is complete and turned in on a timely manner. Want to make sure that all projects and observations are good with our mentor, all dates and times work for both of us and your staff as well. We want to make sure that we have observation opportunities. I know we are in constant communication, making sure that if there's any observation opportunities that you have, you let me know, and I'm able to be here hopefully right away and participate in those activities. And now we have moment of comments and reflection. Is there anything, Ms. Kaufman, that you would like to comment or bring up now would be the time?
No, just when we plan your observation hours, I know one of the tasks was shadowing, and I didn't know how you felt or how you could squeeze that per se in there in your day-to-day operate, if you could come and see the day-to-day operations of running a campus. Have you thought about that, and is that in your plans? Is that what you want? And maybe we need to work on a day of when we can have it. I know May is a time of testing, but it's still part of the operations of the school that you need to be aware of. So didn't know if that was part of what you wanted to do as part of your hours. So I'm sure we can talk about it when we plan our calendar.
Yes, thank you. And that is actually something that I have been reflecting upon as well. I would like to, and I actually have now gotten some time from work because I will be working some after hours events at work as well. And so I would like to meet with you and set a date where you would like, which would be feasible for you to have me here in being able to shadow you as well as speak with some of your staff and have some interview questions for them. Of course, based on the log activities, some of those important roles that I would like to familiarize myself with. In actually the plan, the pre-practicum plan, there are some sections of need and focus that I feel as an individual that I would like to grow in. And of course, some of those areas of need were being familiar with the T-test, just because when I got my master's, I went through the PDAS evaluation training, and since my transition from teacher to the position I have now, and stating that I just started my certificate, I am not as versed in the T-test evaluation system, and so that was an area of growth that I had marked on my plan, as well as discipline. I know as a teacher how to write a referral. However, as a student, thankfully, I was never in any trouble, so I never got to see that part of the education system. So there's just certain aspects that I would like to grow in to be well versed, so I could be a leader that knows all those different aspects, and I could speak with you so like that we could discuss some of those times. Very good. Any other questions or comments?
No.
No? Okay. Okay, and now I want to say thank you for your time, thank you for your attention, thank you for sitting here and reviewing with me once again all of the requirements that are needed for this practicum course. I just want to talk a little bit about the reason I chose these pictures. I believe that as an educator, we're here to serve all students, and I believe that as each adult is unique and an individual, so are our students. And so I really want to focus on the reason that we're here. We are people, educators with hearts of service, and I can't wait to start servicing our students in a different capacity. So thank you.
Thank you. Good job.
Thank you.